What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the third episode of Word Around Campus. On today's episode, we have a treat for y'all. We'll be talking about HBCUs versus PWI's, and no, we're not here to trash PWI's, but that's beside the point. Like I said, we have a treat for y'all, but before we get into the gist of the episode, I'm gonna let my lovely hosts introduce themselves.
I'm your favorite co-host, Jeffrey Hood Jr., and to my left,
you got Germany Bozeman, and I am one of your co-hosts. And finally, we have my girl here.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Kayla Goff, and yeah, I'm one of your co-hosts.
Favorite is the crazy to say. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think they like
It
Germany.
is crazy.
They like Germany just a little bit.
Just a little bit, just a little
Good
bit. You
looking.
know I rock with y'all.
I got no haircut right now. I be looking.
Oh,
dusty.
yeah.
It's looking a little.
All right.
Yeah.
So, for today's episode, we'll be talking about HBCUs versus PWIs, like I said earlier. And this conversation is going to hit a little different because luckily we do have two transfer students from PWIs with us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
These guys. And I do feel like we get a lot of flack for no reason sometimes, but I also feel like PWIs get a lot of flack as well, but they'll explain it a little bit better than me. But before we get into that, let's start off with a normal icebreaker per usual. Y'all ready?
Icebreakers.
What's
The
the
icebreakers
Always.
be getting me, y'all.
So, what led y'all to choosing FAMU? Like, why did y'all transfer here from a PWI, or what made you choose this high school right out of high school?
I'll start off. Be Out Day. I went to Be Out Day last year. It was fun. So when I was there, I was like, okay, I fit this environment. I like the vibes. So I came here.
That was it. It was all like it was Be Out Day.
Be Out Day, yeah.
What made you come to Be Out Day?
That was my tour. Or I didn't know when I was taking a tour that it was the same day as Be Out Day. So when I came, I was like, what is this?
Oh, they had y'all lit on your
No,
tour.
for real.
Yeah.
That's the second time I heard that though.
Tricked you a little bit.
Shout out to Hudson though. Hudson told me about it. I'm there. I was like, I'm there.
wow.
So that's why I came.
So when you came to Be Out Day, you thought every day was gonna be like that?
Oh, you thought?
Oh yeah. I was like,
thought,
damn,
but,
they get down like this. Oh yeah, I'm in there. Like it's
Yeah,
better
right.
better back where I was
No.
at. So I'm like, I'm in there. So,
For me, I would say since I transferred from two universities, it was more so like that inclusion factor. I felt like I was missing that care from my professors. I felt like I was missing that experience as being a Black college student because there aren't many resources for us besides Black Student Union. It was a program called CU Uplift at my last school, which was basically for all the Black athletes to come together and just talk about different issues on campus or just socialize. And I'm just like, why do I have to do that to be around my people? Like, so, and it was also like just athletics involved, and I wanted to come back to Florida because I was in North Carolina. So I was like, man, the last place, honestly, that I wanted to go to was FAM, which is sad because like coming from Jacksonville, everybody come to FAM. So I'm like, I'm not trying to go to FAM because I'm gonna see the same people. But I had to realize like, you're only gonna be around the same people if you're around the same people. Like you can branch out, and I met so many people from Chicago, Detroit, like California, and I'm not around the same people I used to be around. So that's really why I left.
I'm not gonna lie, for me, it's a mixture of things. So for one, I wanted the HBCU culture, but really it's because my friend was here fall semester first. I was originally gonna go to FAU, but then I started looking into FAU a little bit more, and I didn't really want that, especially because it was a dorm room for like a four bedroom and 2 bathrooms. I'm not gonna share no 2 bathrooms with 4 other girls. That's just not gonna happen. Exactly. But when my friend was here, I was watching her stories and stuff, and I said, okay, let me just come over here. But I also had the same problem as Germany. Like, I'm from Jacksonville. I didn't want to see everybody. But since I've been here, yeah, I've seen people from Jacksonville, but I've also met other people as well. So.
Right, exactly.
I think in my case, I came from community college, so my path was a little different from all of you guys. When I graduated, I honestly didn't know whether or not I was gonna go back and get my bachelor's degree because I didn't want to go to college to begin with. I originally wanted to join the Army. My mama didn't sign the paperwork. That's what
Army?
Yeah.
I know.
My mama wouldn't sign
Army.
I was trying to be fair.
But yeah, I was originally supposed to join the Army. I was 17 when I wanted to enlist, and my mom would sign the paperwork. She was like, when you 18, yeah. She was like, when you 18, you'll be grown, you can sign the paperwork yourself. So that gave me about 4 to 5 months to think, do I really want to die for these folks? No, I didn't. So I ended up going to community college. But community, yeah, absolutely. Community college was a drag though. I love the people I met there was amazing, but just going to school and doing schoolwork, I realized how much I hate school. Like I really do. School is not for everybody. But after I graduated, I took like a year and a half off and I did like real world jobs. So I worked at a factory with my mom. That was not for me. I don't recommend it for nobody. So definitely don't do that. But I worked a couple of other part-time jobs and I realized I was like, I don't want to keep staying and hearing my mama's mouth about what time I'm coming in at night, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
So, and that's no knock to my mom. I love my mom, by the way. But yeah, it was time for me to like start anew. So I decided it was between UCF and FAMU. UCF didn't accept me. They pretty much declined me pretty quickly, actually. It was like a week, actually. They declined me fast.
That's sad.
FAMU accepted me pretty fast. So originally I was supposed to be here last spring. I didn't have my money put together, so I ended up pushing it back to fall. And here I am, meeting great people, making great opportunities, and creating the show. So that's how I ended up at FAMU.
I think that's cool how like everybody has a different journey and now we're at the same school and have like similar, different but similar experiences.
Definitely.
No, different. Mine is different.
Mine is different.
That'll play into our first question with open discussion.
Okay.
So which is, can y'all describe some of y'all experiences coming from a PWI? Like what was being at a PW like for you guys?
Yeah, what's tea?
Ooh.
How's the food?
What's the word? Like
What's
The
the
food.
word?
Let's talk about the food. Listen,
Let's talk
it's a
about the food.
buffet at Alabama.
I'm
Listen,
not gonna lie, the food
it is a buffet.
that go crazy. Only because it's so many options. I feel like at
Too many.
FAM, it's just like you have your Wingstop, you got the tropical smoothie, and Chick-fil-A. And all of them don't do it for me.
Downhead.
Because I mean, aren't students working it?
Yes and no. Like there are some students, but there are like adults there too.
But like at the PWI's, like students don't work it.
Oh,
Like it be like old ladies in the
Yeah,
back.
it's a
Like,
it's a
some
rare
of
sight.
ours
It's
that
a
don't
rare
like
sight.
it.
You see students.
So
Like
good.
PDR, they don't got students.
And they have so many options. Like you got Chinese, you got Mexican. Like you can go get a sub. It's a lot, but
you go get all that stuff at the cab. What you talking
No,
about?
at Alabama,
no, like
they
it's
have
just-
the desserts. They have this display like, oh, you need this?
the breakfast buffet
You go, like-
out. Like
You walk down, smell good food, see all the options,
And you
it's
just
multiple
like-
spots. There's like one near a dorm, another one near the stadium,
Yeah.
another one somewhere else, another one like it's just so many. And then you got a gas station. Hey,
And if
that
you-
gas station did it for me.
The gas station.
It's a
That's
gas
what
station.
did
They
it.
had a Raising Cane's on the campus.
I ain't never
yeah,
had Raising
you
Cane's.
if
know I was there.
If you went to FIU,
You know I was there.
or if you've ever been to Miami and seen FIU, like they have so many food selections. Like here, I don't even eat on campus. I probably had fried
Yeah,
chicken
facts.
Wednesday one time.
Which is very mid, by the way. Y'all hype up fried chicken Wednesday. Fried chicken Wednesday is so mid to me.
I feel like
It hit last week, though.
it's
It
okay
hit real
for it to
last
be
week.
school food.
I'm
like,
more of a fried fish.
you think it's about to be
Friday
your
type of
great
guy.
grandma cooking and it ain't gonna be
It's
that.
the way they be hyping it up.
Yeah.
It used to be good like 2 years ago.
The way the
When they
line
had
be
some
backed
sweet
out
potatoes.
in Top Cap, you'll think they serving Popeyes. It's not. That chicken be dry. But you know what
Okay,
I
don't
mean?
Don't do
dry.
that like
No, that
that.
can be dry.
Don't do it
It
like
don't be
that.
dry.
I also want to add the game days. So at
Oh,
Alabama,
game days.
Oh, it start Thursday. Thursday night, it start like the strip start.
Yeah, that's
everything
different for me.
starts. So I would say that, and then the game, like the tailgates are insane.
Yeah, I say game days are different for me only because I went to like what are they called? Minor
Major school.
mid-major schools, yeah. So like Alabama definitely not seeing that many fans, but at the same time, my fan experience at FAM was way better than my PWIs. But since I was in North Carolina and I was like in the middle of Raleigh, I was at UNC, I went to South Carolina, I went to Clemson, I went to Duke. So like, yeah, the fan base go crazy.
So, what were some of your more negative experiences at PWIs?
Being bothered with.
Being bothered? What you mean
being bothered?
Is that
Like the first day,
subjective?
no, another thing. First day of school, so I was lost because the journalism building is kind of bigger than this, but I was a little lost. So I walked in there, a little freshman. I'm like, so where do I go for my lecture hall class? So they had like little butlers. The butlers was busy, so I asked the teacher. They had like guys in little red suits walk you, whatever, whoop, whoop. So I asked the teacher, she was like, I can show you. She was like, the first thing she asked me was my name, and next thing she was like, you play on the basketball team? How the season going? How was practice? I'm like, I was like, whoa. I was like, listen. I was going along.
Maybe that was a compliment. Maybe that was a compliment.
I'm gonna go along with
That's
it.
not a compliment. That's an insult.
Yeah, because
But-
why I gotta be black to be at this PWI?
Why I can't just be smart?
Well,
I mean,
Yeah.
why do I have to be an athlete to be at this PWI?
He's not even tall.
You don't gotta be tall
You
to
gotta
play
be tall to
sports.
hoop.
In Alabama,
But you're
then you gotta
making
be
it.
tall.
But you're
Man, now you getting short kings. We getting short kings.
no. But I
I'm
feel like
5'10" and a
that
half,
is
5'11". Stop it.
degrading.
Okay, point guard.
You're like questioning my intelligence. Like you're degrading my intelligence because you're making it seem like if I wasn't an athlete, I wouldn't have fit the criteria for this school.
But keep in mind though, even if you are an athlete, you still have to fit that criteria to get into that school. Just because you're an athlete, that doesn't mean you can't go to that school. I mean, you still have to
As
have the
an
GPA,
athlete,
you
I
still have to
know.
have test scores.
You still do. So if they want you, they want you. As in, like, if you have test scores or the GPA that's not meeting the acceptance criteria, they're giving you the bare minimum to meet. Like, oh, at least try to get this. At least try to do this. Or if anything, they're gonna put you in summer classes to where your GPA is not gonna be messed up when you come in. Like, it's so many loopholes in athletics, especially when it comes to football, because this is not to be taken like as an insult or anything, but like all football teams are not the smartest teams.
No, for sure.
So like you're gonna have people who struggle to get into the school and still struggle to remain in the school. But they're such a good athlete, they have so many resources at PWI's to keep you on top of your work. Like they have tutors, they have study halls, and of course we have that here, but it's not like scheduled. Oh no, you have this at 2 o'clock, you have this
Not
at 3.
demanding.
Sometimes they, like inside school, sometimes they even have people do your work. Like,
No, that's not an inside school. We know.
That's
like they have
I have
people do
people
your
do my
work.
work and I'm not even
That's a
asking.
fact.
At least I know, like for football, at least. I don't know about HBCUs having that kind of pull, but I do know like they be having people do your work because they want you to play. If they want you on the field, you have to keep that GPA. And most of the time, or some of the time, I'm not gonna say most, they don't meet it, so they need somebody with them.
So that kind of goes into my next question. Why do you guys think 4 and 5 star athletes normally choose PWIs over HBCUs?
Resources.
Resources,
You said
facilities.
clout?
Facilities.
Clout, sources, all of that.
Clout.
Because, okay, listen though, but
Money.
I feel like it's because
Oh, yeah,
they
that's a
go
big
to those schools because it's easier. They already got the attention and everything. Like, example, FSU, UF. You see them all the time on TV and everything like
Absolutely.
that. But I feel like, in my opinion, that's not fair because I feel like you should try to come to the HBCU because I feel like that's gonna make us, stronger as one. But instead, they rather, in my opinion, just take the easy route, go that way. But also, too, they be providing money. You see what cars they be driving? Where you got that from?
Absolutely. I don't.
So I mean,
oh, my fault. Go ahead.
that's
go ahead.
where I come from as far as clout. They already got that clout. You can easily go. I won't say easily go off into the pros, but you have the connects. You already have people that pave the way, lead the way, and everything like that. At UF, you see so many of them go to NFL. So that's how I look at it.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
if you see these athletes before you going to UF, going to University of Alabama, going to these big time PWIs and going pro with no problem, why would I risk that trying to prove a point to somebody who probably don't even care about me? Like, why would I risk that when I know the PWIs have better facilities, they have better trainers, they have better nutritionists, they have all these things that a PWI not a PWI, HBCU probably doesn't have. And it's not the HBCU's fault, but at the same time, I want to go somewhere where I know is going to give me the best chance to put me and myself in the best, myself and my family in the best position to put them in a better situation, because that's what we do it for. At the end of the day, there's a lot of people I know that don't like playing sports. They're just good at it. Sports is very time consuming. Like if you're an athlete, it started in high school, but if you're a college athlete, that's your life. You don't really get a social life. You don't get all that. So really the goal is to be in and out. A lot of people, they already got it in their mind. If they basketball, they one and done. If they football, 3 years, we out. And if they change the rule to that, I'm pretty sure if they drop it down to 2 years, they out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's true, but I also feel like Black people, we are so much more powerful than we think. Like, okay,
I agree.
you already got the resources over there, but whoever says that the easy route is always the best route, it always takes that one person. Okay, what if y'all all came down over here and we all was here together, start working and everything? You don't know what it could lead to. Even though, yeah, they already have the resources, accesses, but I feel like, okay, you know, with my faith, even if it does take the harder route, I know what the end goal is. Just because I ain't seen it don't mean I can't be the first. Why not give it a try?
And also, that takes the school to put more money into athletics. A lot of HBCUs, they don't really put a lot of emphasis on athletics. You're not going to find too many situations like a JSU or a FAMU. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So, but the thing is, the school is getting money because of those athletes. If you take the Black athletes out of PWIs, they have no program.
Oh, no, they're still going to have a program.
They have no program. You take every Black kid off of a PWI's football team, you have no team at all. Period.
So but you say that, but if you take those Black kids off the PWI team, you put them on an HBCU team, what is the HBCU team gonna do to make up for the stuff that they're possibly missing out for with a PWI? Like, what are they gonna do? How can they make up for those things that they're not getting?
But what you're not understanding is that was gradual. Black athletes had to start off at HBCUs. We dispersed out into PWIs because they had to allow us to come to their universities. Okay. And then once we went, that's when we started getting more publicity. And so now the narrative is that Black people or Black athletes should go to PWIs because they're gonna get you to the league. I mean, how many Black people you know with connections in the NFL or the NBA because they went to a HBCU? They had to go the professional route before they got those connections.
I see what you're saying, though, Kayla.
I do agree.
My thing is, though, they don't reach out to them. They're hesitant because they kind of already know they're not going to pick us. But I've seen a lot of athletes say, like Isaiah Corey, for example, from Atlanta, he always said, I will go to HBCU if they came to me. They never came to me. They're kind of hesitant to come out. So if they come out, maybe it'll be a different outcome, but they're not trying to come out.
And I was happy when like Travis Hunter did his whole decision change about going to HBCU when he was committed to Florida State that whole time.
Yeah.
Again, I think, and I've had this argument plenty of times, I don't think Travis Hunter came to a HBCU because it was the HBCU.
It was the coach.
Yeah, Travis Hunter did that because it was Deion.
It was the coach.
If it would have been any other coach there, Travis Hunter would have stayed committed to Florida State, or he probably would have went to some other PWI. It's all about who you have leading these kids. So
I agree.
If you want to put money into your sports program, you want to get that coach that you think can bring in those players, absolutely, I'm all for it. But if you're not willing to put that money in and you're not willing to actually commit to these kids' future and also get them the resources that Deion did, then leave them be. Let them go to PWIs where they know for a fact. They don't have to think twice about it. Am I going to have a place to stay? Am I going to have a meal to eat tonight? Am I going to have tutoring? Am I going to have these things? Because those are things they don't have to worry about at PWIs.
Right.
But I will say also, too, like, you've seen the effect when Deion Sanders? Yeah, when he went there and started coaching. So sometimes to me, it's like people in those higher powers, it's like, well, also, you know, HBCUs reaching out. But also, too, if y'all come back, like, y'all have so much more weight and power than y'all think. When Deion went, it was like everybody was looking at that. That was like a highlight. You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff as a community we could be doing better as. We ask why, but it's like that one little movement shook up everything. Had everybody going over there and got the attention. No connects, just recordings, all of that. So it's like, it's those little things.
Oh, Deion got
Oh, no, that's
connects.
Deion.
Deion got connects.
Deion. But I'm talking about I'm talking about them, the players and stuff.
Oh, yeah. He definitely changed the whole program.
Yeah.
So now it's up to them to
Maintain
maintain the blueprint that you put down. And I hope they do.
I hope they do.
I hope they do.
They have a good head coach.
So if a PWI had the same culture and vibes that an HBCU had, do you think more Black students would attend PWIs?
No.
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 Why y'all laughing about that? No.
I mean, listen, if Bama had more Black people, I would not be here right now.
So if Bama had the culture that FAMU had, would you have transferred?
No, I'm staying there. Let that be known. I'm staying there.
But what about the history? Like our history here. Like
I
our
get
culture
that.
and stuff. That's what I love. Like even with
You feel me?
What's that building? What's that white building?
You know the building. Stop
But the name of it, Why you laughing so hard? No, but listen, the Black Archives, like that's a special building. That same lady who was inspired by that, I can't remember the actual name, but she was like the first African American woman in the government of Florida. So it's like it's a lot of rich culture, rich history that PWIs can give us. But that's how I look at it. I like history. Shoot, I like Washington D.C.
But see, that's why I said culture and the vibe, not just the vibe, the culture as well.
Yeah,
like
culture.
If PWIs offered that,
Then it wouldn't make it a
PWI.
It wouldn't.
HBCUs wouldn't be HBCUs if PWIs had culture.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm at that cab every day.
I mean, me personally,
so
since
good, bro.
my first decision was going to PWIs, like I was, like being an athlete, you have to take in consideration, like, are you gonna get your money on time? Are you gonna have your housing? Are you going to have your meal plans? Like, you have to take into consideration how many people, like, our weight room here, probably like 4 racks, not even kidding. And you have 80 people on a football team. You go to a PWI, they probably have 50 racks.
With the logo at the base.
Yeah, you know.
We
got the logo in the weight room too.
No, I'm talking about like isolated wooden logo, like organ type.
So
you feel
I mean,
me?
just being from an athlete's perspective, coming out of high school, like HBCU was the last thing on my mind. Only because I wasn't around people that was pushing to go to HBCUs. So I felt like I didn't have that influence, or like my parents didn't go to college, so nobody really like poured into me how important it is to like be around your people for real and really understand and find your identity when you go to HBCUs. Because when you go to PWIs, I definitely felt lost. Like I didn't know myself. I couldn't figure myself out. It literally took me to find like that solitude in my room. Like I'm alone because there's no black people here I'm vibing with for real. And I come here and I'm like taking off. So at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, I wanted to go to a PWI, but a PWI a HBCU wouldn't be a HBCU if PWIs had culture.
Now, I know you said you took off when you got here.
Yeah.
But I also feel like that's partially because of your major. You switched majors when you got here, correct?
I did switch majors, but the thing was, I also had that guidance here. I learned that it's people here that are here for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to do the work, but nobody's gatekeeping information here. They're going, hey, I saw this internship. I think you should apply for it. Hey, did you see this? This is going on today. I think you should go. Did you go to this seminar? We're having club and organization fairs. We're having business fairs. Wait, not business. What's the networking
Job
event?
fairs?
The job fairs and stuff like those aren't at PWIs.
Y'all don't have them at PWI? Job fairs?
No, those because they're already well connected. Like,
yeah, they're well connected.
They're already well connected.
And plus, you gotta wait behind somebody at PWIs.
Yeah.
Here, when I met you and I met Mr. Thomas, everybody, right there.
Instant. Because they're thinking, oh, okay, I have like 40,000 other students to tend to. We're not thinking about you right now.
Yeah, especially if you're black. Like, you really in the wait list for real.
Exactly. But yeah, I definitely switched my major, but that came with finding solitude, like knowing what I wanted to do. I sat there and watched interviews all day long.
See, I agree with y'all, but you can't really say the type of PWI because if it's a PWI, it's a PWI. But you do have some of those PWIs that are like, they're just not an HBCU. Like, I think UCF is just not a PWI because I think UCF has a very diverse culture at their school. Certain schools like Troy University in Alabama, certain other PWIs, they have a very diverse culture.
It's a PWI.
You'll be surprised.
It's a PWI.
But if you check the statistics, like that's what I mean by that.
That's what they want you to think.
No,
when
it
they
is.
take that little picture.
No, it is. No,
literally.
it is.
UCF? Oh, I was talking about UCF.
I was talking about UCF too.
I was talking about Troy.
UCF got more Hispanics than anything. To be honest.
No, I mean, I went to FIU and like black people are not down there.
Where is FIU located?
Miami.
Miami.
And Miami. So like you got Hispanics, Haitians, like.
Why you look like that when you say Haitians?
Child. Got them Zoes out there. But it's very diverse. But it's kind of like we're all minorities, but black people are the minorities within the minorities down there, if that makes sense.
All right, everybody. That's the end of the open discussion segment for episode 3. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as we did because I definitely enjoyed this conversation, picking these lovely individuals' brains about the PWIs they attended and this lovely individual's brain because she's been at FAMU all 3 years?
Yeah.
All 3 years, and I just got here last semester. So all different environments, all different circumstances, but we're all here working together to make this wonderful show for
You
guys.
But yeah, with that being said, though, we're going to toss it up to Michael and Ernest with the sports recap. We hope you enjoy it because I know for a fact it's going to be a treat. So yeah, we'll be back. See you then.
Peace out.
Thank you, Tristan. I'm your host, Michael Trim Jr., and with me I have
Ernest Walker.
and this is your whack BiWeekly Sports recap.
The Carolina Panthers on the clock with the NFL draft rapidly approaching on April 27th. After trading with the Chicago Bears for the first overall pick, they were almost certainly going to pick a quarterback. The Panthers have not gotten the quarterback position right since they let go of former league MVP Cam Newton. This year's top quarterbacks are Ohio State's C.J. Stroud, Alabama's Bryce Young, and Florida's Anthony Richardson. Hopefully one of these guys can be the franchise QB they've been desperately looking for.
The NBA MVP favorite all season has been Nikola Jokic, but as of late, the race has been heating up. With the Denver Nuggets losing 5 of their last 10 games and Joel Embiid playing like a man on a mission, averaging 33 points and 10 rebounds, the gap has narrowed between the two. However, this is not just a two-man race. The Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo has been quietly averaging 31 points and 12 rebounds this season, and is not too far behind the other candidates. However, I think the Joker's going to go for his third straight MVP.
Okay. Now to college basketball. This year's men's March Madness tournament has been exciting up until this point. There's been multiple upsets, including the defending champion Kansas Jayhawks. Other upsets include the 16 seed FDU over 1 seed Purdue and 15 seed Princeton over 2 seeded Arizona. These recent Elite Eight games did not disappoint, with the Miami Hurricanes taking down the Texas Longhorns and the Florida Atlantic University Owls defeating Kansas State. With FAU and Miami making it to the Final Four, hopefully we can get an all-Florida national championship game.
The 2023 MLB season is here, and there are a lot of storylines to unfold. Will the Mets meet expectations after roughly spending $806 million on free agents? Will Fernando Tatis Jr. return to form after missing his entire 2022 campaign? Or how about the Los Angeles Angels? Will they finally make the postseason after a 9-year drought? I'm your host, Michael Trim Jr.,
And I'm your host, Ernest Walker.
and this has been your whack BiWeekly Sports recap. Now on to Hannah and Aaron for your whack global recap.
Hey everyone, I'm Hannah Kirby,
And I'm Aaron Collette.
and we are your 3-minute whack and global recap hosts.
House Bill 999 has been filed in the Florida House of Representatives. The bill will regulate college student activities and create bans on diversity, equity, and inclusion. The governor is expected to sign off on the bill if it passes both houses of the Florida legislature.
With all of that going on, there have been a lot of protests at the Florida Capitol and on a lot of college campuses, One of them being ours. We are in full support of anyone protesting this bill.
Apple introduces a new feature that allows Apple Pay users to split purchases into 4 payments with 0 interest rates or fees. The feature will be built right into the Apple Wallet application on all iOS devices.
This past weekend on our campus, we had a lot of exciting things going on, such as Be Out Day, many induction ceremonies, and probates. We would like to congratulate any new members of any organizations. Okay, Aaron, so there's been a lot going on in pop culture. A lot of movies, a lot of shows being released, one of them being Creed 3. I'd like to ask you, have you seen it yet?
I actually have.
Was it a good movie?
It was.
Okay, so I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard a lot of good things, so I'll definitely be making my way to that theater soon. We have something a little different for you guys. We went out to FSU's campus to get some interviews, so stay tuned.
Thanks, Hannah and Aaron. Today, for questions around campus, we're actually across the tracks at FSU, and we're going to be asking black students about their experiences here at a PWI. What's up, y'all? I'm Camden Fears with the Word Around Campus, and I'm here with...
I'm Ken.
All right, Ken. So the question I have for you today is, do you regret choosing to go to a PWI?
Not necessarily. I wanted to go to a PWI because in my high school, it was predominantly like black. And plus, I'm connected to different organizations such as like Images and BSU, which kind of incorporate being around other African Americans. So for the most part, I still love it going to PWI, but I still am able to like interact with other black people.
That's real. That's real.
Hello, everyone. You are tuning into Word Around Campus. This is your girl Tia, and I'm here with
Uriel.
Hey, so how has your experience been so far at your PWI?
My experience compared to most has not been bad at all. I came in through the first generation college college program here at FSU. It's titled CARE. Our building is actually located right in front of us, and the whole staff is accommodating to first-gen students from everything from financial aid to life coaches. The program's been around here since the 1960s, so we have a long list of alumni that do great things right now. I don't know, it's more like a family really, so you really don't ever not see a minority student. It feels like home, so.
Yeah. Does it provide you a comfortable environment to be yourself?
Most definitely. For CARE, we have a summer bridge program where they stick all the first-gen students in a dorm together, and it's kind of like a little summer camp, and we're all literally bonded at the end of it. So definitely a home. Most of the staff are minorities, so it definitely is somewhere I've gone more than once for help and anything and everything, even food.
That's amazing. I'm glad you found your second home.
All right, I'm here with
Chris.
and
Sophie.
and the question I have for y'all is, do y'all regret choosing the PWI over HBCU?
I wouldn't say I regret it because I was lucky to go to predominantly black elementary, daycare, middle, high school. So I feel like HBCUs to me are more people who hadn't had the opportunity to connect to black people, or like who really want to connect to a variety of black people. And I was able to do that, and I love having black people on campus. And I have, we're right outside of Cat Thagard, which is a program for first generation students. And because of the way the United States is set up, most of them are black. So I'm still around a lot of black people, diverse black people, Haitians, Jamaicans, African Americans, all of that. So I don't regret it. And then the opportunities here are amazing. So I don't really regret going here.
So that's what's up. And what about you?
This is my dream school, so I'm just happy to be here. And like she said, CARE is a program for first generation students, and there's other ways for us to connect with people of our culture and also to expand our knowledge of culture. So
That's so real. Well, I appreciate both of y'all. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Today I'm here with
Bria.
Hey, Bria. So what made you choose to go to a PWI versus a HBCU?
Me personally, I chose a PWI because I wanted to break away from the norm. I know for a lot of people, especially for me, I'm from Miami. We're used to just being surrounded around like-minded individuals and people. But I strongly believe that the world isn't just going to be black. I want to learn how to interact with all different types of people. So that was one of the main reasons why I joined. Well, I wanted to come to a PWI.
Okay, you get just like a taste of the real world a little bit.
Now I'm here with
Vanessa.
And Vanessa, what made you choose a PWI over an HBCU?
I decided to come to FSU because I toured here and I just love the vibe and the campus here. And I feel like I have a community at FSU because of CARE, which is a program for first generation students, and the administrators and the students that work with CARE are really supportive of one another, and I really love that community. So that was like a driving force for why I chose FSU specifically.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, one thing I can say about FSU, the architecture here, beautiful.
Yes, it is. I love the school. It's so
Yeah,
pretty.
facts. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, everyone, you're back with us, which means you are coming to the end of this episode. We appreciate all of those who did want to do interviews with us, because it was definitely a hassle getting some of y'all to do those interviews. So thank you to the ones that did do it. But before we leave, any of my guests want to say anything before we head out?
Make sure to tap in with the Instagram page at Water on Campus. Also tap into my Instagram page at Jeffrey Hood Jr. I dropped some crispy pics on H-Town, so you know what I'm saying, tap in.
The crispy pig.
Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that bell so you get a notification every time that we post. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at muta.mula, muta.mula. And I cannot wait to see y'all on the next episode.
Yes, y'all, make sure y'all put y'all notifications on for our Instagram. Also, make sure to follow our TikTok page. We got a new one up that should be down below. Also, follow me at famous.kayla. That's 3 A's. Also, follow my braiding page, braided by K. K with a C, not a K. And also follow Rattler's Pack. Go ahead.
I don't have much to say like them. Just follow me at t3.hudden, and follow Word Around Campus on Instagram at wordaroundcampus_. Also, we have a very, 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 very big episode coming up next week. If you want to be a part of the Word Around Campus episode, please DM us. We have something special for you guys. We're going to be giving out giveaways. We're going to have live music. Don't quote me on the live music part. We might have live music in the background, though. But it's going to be a great episode, man. I can't wait to do it. I can't wait to actually incorporate the campus into this episode. It's going to be special for all of us, and we can't wait to see y'all there. So definitely hit us up if you're interested in being in the episode, and we're going to make something shake.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 3. And Word Around Campus is out. We will see y'all in a couple of weeks.
Bye.
Peace out.